Hello and welcome to TA for Traders. It's Thursday the 30th of March and I'm Nigel Croft. In this short video we'll be looking at a US stock, NFXX, and we'll also be looking at, in the UK, Sirius Minerals. What we'll be looking at is the charts on both these stocks. We'll be looking and analysing what technical analysts would be looking at if they were trading the stocks, and hopefully getting some pinpointers of where the price action might move in the short term or medium term. Thank you. So on Sirius Minerals, which has had a very good move recently, I'll just go to the daily chart. Sorry, I thought I was on it already, but these things happen. And you can see that the last 4 days, after we had the figures and it was announced they were going to move to the main markets, we've had an explosive move to the upside, very good percentage move. Where do we go from here? Well, on the daily, you can see that there's very little resistance until we get towards this 200-day moving average, which is at 24.72. Above there, the next resistance comes in from the October trading, which is, starts at 28 and goes all the way up to about 35. So really, in the immediate short term, the 200 days is the first resistance level. RSI has started to move towards an overbought position. It's up at 77, but in a stock like this, you can see that back in August last year, it went as high as 89, 88 on that peak, and then 89. So on a stock like that, when you get such explosive moves, the RSI can go higher, but it is an indication of the upside momentum. Here also you can see that the MACD are starting to roll upwards, which is a positive sign as well. On the 4-hourly chart, which looks even more explosive, you can see that, we've been trading sideways for so long that all the moving averages had moved together. They're all now moving up, and they're all creating what's known as golden crosses when they cross each other. So already you've had the 20-day crossing the 50-day, moving up, a golden cross, positive. That actually was when the shares were around about 19.5p, so it was a positive sign. You've had the 20-day now crossing the 200-day. Sorry, this is the hours. The 200-hour moving average, for the 200 4-hour moving average, which is positive. And you are going to get the 50 4-hour moving average about to cross the 200 4-hour moving average, which will happen in the next, I would say, the next couple of days trading, and so that will be another positive sign. Here, the RSI is slightly overbought, now up at 82.48, and you can see that the MACD, which started to indicate this bullish picture around about 18p, and now slightly extended as well. Also, technical analysts will be looking at the picture that we're seeing on the candles, and what as you can see, indecision is coming into the market. What we're getting quite a long body, and then the close being near the open, and so it's a sign of indecision, that the momentum may have come out of this market, but these are just for the last 8 hours. So that was from 11 o'clock this morning, 10 o'clock this morning for the rest of the day's trading. So it's only in the short term, but so a technical analyst will be wondering whether it's reached its peak. Also, we failed to get through the high of that long candle there, so they'd probably be expecting a bit of a consolidation to come in, but very good support on the downside with these moving averages, which will start to strongly move up. On the longer term picture, this is the weekly chart, And I know on the bulletin boards, a lot of people were talking about this head and shoulders formation. In fact, there's a lot of bearish talk about it. You had to wait for a break to the downside. That didn't come. We're breaking to the upside. And so the head and shoulders didn't happen. So no need to worry about that. Where do we go? Again, the blue line here is the 50-week moving average. And you can see that's very similar to where the 200-day moving average is, and that will be the first resistance, and that's at 23.42. RSI has gone back above 50, 53.2 in a good move, and the MACD short term is moving back above the long term, which again is positive. So positive signs on the weekly, positive signs on the daily. Perhaps on the 4-hour chart, we are seeing some slight signs of some consolidation, but overall, and on any consolidation, the technical analyst would be seeing the picture as positive. Looking at the support resistance levels, as I said, that 200 days important at 24.72. And then the next resistance at 31.39, with the support at the 20-day and actually the 50 days at the same level virtually. It's at 18.18. So the support at 18.2, and then support below there 16.55. Moving on to in the States, NFXX, and looking at the daily picture. You can see that we came down, we found a bit of support at the 20-day, then on Monday we dipped below the 20-day and found support at the 50-day, and that gave the push up, and we've had the trampoline effect, which I talk about a lot off the moving averages, and it's given the push up, and we've now gone into new high ground. At the same time, we've had the RSI move back above 50 quite strongly, now trading at 65.87, and the MAC are about to cross. Technical analysts will love the fact that we've broken the resistance that was seen in the second week of February and then seen in the third week of March. They'll love that. So on a daily basis, they'll be very pleased, and at worst, they'll be expecting that if there's any pullback, these supports to hold again at the 20 and 50 day, but they'd just use those as stop losses, and they'd be very, very positive. On the 4-hour picture, here you can see that on the 54-hour average, we found support and it moved up. And then the 24-hour average, we've now moved back up above there, again into new ground. RSI, MACD, positive again. And just to get the holy trinity of positive factors on the weekly, you can see that the candlestick for this week, which were close to a top, is a very bullish formation. It encapsulates all the previous 2-3 weeks, which is positive, and it just shows that the bulls are in the ascendancy in this stock. Here also the RSI is moving back up. We would like to see that move into new high above those peaks of 73 that occurred back in January, but it's early days for the rally. That should happen next week. MACD also needs to perk up a bit, but if the momentum continues, you would expect that to happen. On the support resistance levels, obviously there's no resistance as we're into new high ground, and then as I said, we've got supports at the moving averages. The 20-day is 134.07, and the 50-day is at 113.19. So thank you very much for watching TA for Traders. We had a look at NFXX in the US, which is into new high ground and looks positive. And we had a look at Sirius Minerals in the UK, which had a very good run this week. Looks like the run could go further, but there may be some short-term consolidation from the 4-hour average. The technical analyst would be looking at the indecision that's now apparent and expecting some consolidation, but expecting the market to move up after that consolidation. Well, this is on Sirius Minerals. Thank you very much for watching TA for Traders. I'll be back next week when we'll start again doing dailies. I'm sorry that there hasn't been dailies for the last couple of weeks, but I've just been too busy. But from next week and hopefully moving forward, we'll be doing dailies and in all 4 areas that I do charts in. So that's indices, stock market indices, commodities, Forex and single stock. And hopefully there'll be a video every day. So please do come back. And remember that all this research that I do is my own opinion. It's not investment advice, and it's for educational purposes only. I'll show you a disclaimer a disclaimer sheet comes on the screen after I've finished. Please do read it. Thank you, and speak to you next week.